It's really awesome to see Travis Kelce start to suck too. Sorry, getting a little carried away. But I mean, come on, this is great. I see him dropping passes and everything. It's just
See, it's so easy to hate the Chiefs. It's just too easy, especially being from Buffalo. It's just too easy to be like, man, the Chiefs suck.
This is great.
They do. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, Field Goals and Forecast, presented by Afterthought Sports, now on WSBU 88.3 FM, The Buzz. I'm Ryan Adio, as always, joined by my lovely co-host, James Derrick. Week 2 of the NFL has passed and gone. It is in the past now, and we move forward to week 3, but not after talking about this really exciting week of football up until maybe those Monday night games. So we'll get into that later. Dude. First, we got to talk about the 1 p.m. window, and of course, the Buffalo Bills, as we usually do. I don't even know what to say. It was a very boring game. I'll say that. Not like the week before. Bills defense looks good this week.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of everything that drove. I mean, I don't know if you remember prior to this matchup, some people were hyping up a Jets upset in this game.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
me kind of included, just seeing our defense after week 1. But this was pretty much how I was hoping this game would go.
Yeah.
Just thinking as a Bills fan that it would go much worse, but this is great.
Something about having Tre'Davious White back. I don't know what it did, but he came back and Justin Fields was held to 27 yards of passing. Which is not going to cut it. Not good enough at all, obviously.
Not usually.
I don't even know really what to say, what to start with. We held Breece Hall, 10 carries, 29 yards. Mm-hmm. Fields went 3 for 11, which 11 pass attempts is unbelievable for a starting quarterback who didn't get hurt either, let me say.
Well, concussion,
but okay, that was in the third, fourth quarter, but either way. 27 yards, then he had 5 carries, 50 yards, and a fumble. Obviously, that one rush he had that broke out, that was kind of the biggest moment for him, but other than that, nothing. The Bills' defense limited the Jets to just 2 completions in the first half. The Bills at that point had, 20 points probably? So, great stand by the defense. The offense looked all right. I was worried for Josh for a little bit, but that's about it.
No, I agree. I think the defense is kind of the message I'm taking from this game. And just, I mean, is it our defense that's good? Is it the Steelers' defense that the Jets played week 1? Do they just suck? But the Steelers' defense doesn't usually suck.
And they had a stinker this week again against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So now that's something you look at and you're saying maybe the tides are turning a bit here with the Steelers.
Yeah, they traded for Jalen Ramsey, man. It works out every time.
Traded for Jalen Ramsey and got rid of Minkah Fitzpatrick. Their secondary is still terrible.
Is it possible for both teams to get worse from a trade?
Neither team benefits. Neither team is probably, and you can check me on this, going to the playoffs this year.
No.
Maybe the Steelers, but I really, really doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Let's look at some stats here. The Bills' offense, it ran through James Cook in this game. He was probably the biggest, brightest player in this one. 21 carries, 132 yards, 2 tutties. He had 6.3 yards per rush on average, which is very, very good, especially for James Cook, who we know kind of struggles breaking out a bit. He's a bit of a power-heavy guy now.
Yeah, well, what I'm surprised to see is just the 21 carries in general from one running back on this Bills offense. That's something that I didn't expect to see whatsoever. Yeah, because regardless of how talented James Cook is or how good of games he has had, you almost get the sense that they still want to load manage him here or there, and you'll give him a break. But like you said, 6.3 yards per carry is almost just, you can't deny him the ball after that. And that's kind of what
almost a first down a carry, which is unbelievable, especially on 21 carries. So that average isn't just because it was
sustained throughout an entire game, and he looked damn good doing it. So
when you pay him, what was it, 12.5 a year? 12.5 million a year? Is that his contract? Something like that? Somewhere around there, 13 million. Who cares? When you pay him this money, is this what you expect out of him?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not this good,
Okay,
but
fair
this
enough,
is what the Bills are paying him to do. So I think maybe that, again, just the fact that he's getting paid leads to 21 carries.
Yeah.
You know, or,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
I still can't tell if that's a game flow thing or if that's just this team wants to ride James Cook that much.
Ray Davis, Ty Johnson, pretty much silenced. I mean, they get a couple carries a game, but that's what you expect out of a backup running back. I don't know Cook's exact snap percentage, but it's got to be in the high 60s, 70s.
Yeah, and judging from what was happening last year, I know I was seeing a lot of it all over social media. Don't draft James Cook. Well, I don't know about that entirely. I guess we'll see as the year goes on.
Yeah.
I was one of those people as a Bills fan that said, hey, there's 2 other running backs that get a lot of work. I didn't totally disagree with that sentiment to not draft James Cook, but I've never seen him get 21 carries this effortlessly.
And some people draft their fantasy leagues very, very soon, like mid-July, end of July, which is crazy soon for a fantasy league of any caliber. Unlike us, who drafted the Wednesday before the first week of Thursday Night Football. Go watch Afterthought Sports Fantasy. Keep up with that. We've got some shorts out on the YouTube channel, on the TikTok, on the Instagram. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Shameless plug there a bit.
Of course.
But, you know, when he didn't have a contract, it was a little scary. I was thinking, I don't know. He's not practicing now. He's not playing in preseason. He's kind of holding out. Are we really going to see what we want out of him? We saw what happened with Brandon Ayuk last year when he held out, started playing very poorly. So I got a little nervous, but I think that this is all green flags here.
I would have to agree. Again, we did sign him to a longer contract. I think eventually down the line, they have to think about some type of load management in some way, shape, or form. I know we've all seen the statistics with Saquon. He's due for an injury. It's only a matter of time before those stats are adding up for James Cook. And, you know, these are the things that teams have to think about 4 years in the future.
Yeah.
But I think for this year, after seeing a win like that, I'm feeling pretty good about James Cook if he's on my fantasy team.
I'm feeling good about the entire team.
Yeah.
But James Cook recorded his 5th career 40-plus yard touchdown in last week's game, or this week's game. I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah.
Since entering the league in 2022, Cook's 5 touchdowns of 40 yards or more leads the NFL. Maybe I was wrong about the whole breakthrough thing, but he either breaks one for 40 and scores a touchdown, or he gets stopped for like 2. And that's kind of what you usually see out of him, but he's coming around. He's growing on me a lot here.
Yeah, and props to the line, as always. Never gets enough credit, but, you know, we're one of the best forces in the league. Can't even lie. So.
Absolutely. And I want to get more into that line later, but I want to talk about Josh Allen, 14 of 25, 148 yards. No touchdown, but he did have a bloody nose. That scared me a bit. Yeah, I think every Bills fan was thinking...
Immediately runs off the field, holding his head.
Oh, man, here we go. But Mitch Trubisky came in for, 3 minutes, I want to say, and had 32 passing yards, which is more than Justin Fields had. And then, of course, Tyrod had 56 and a touchdown, but he's just so consistent. One of the greatest backups in the league right now. I got to say, Tyrod is the man. Yes. Like, he's fighting for number 1 backup. But he always comes in and he looks better than the starter every time, whether it's the Jets or the Giants. Like, he just looks on point every time he's got to come in. But we still got to talk about Josh Allen, of course. Would you even call this an off day for him? Like, did the secondary shut him down, or?
This is the tough part about trying to predict things in the NFL is when you have a game like this, because this isn't a good statistical performance whatsoever. I mean, but we dominated the game, and Josh Allen is again the play caller. You know, he's the reason we dominate the game, because, you know, even if anything we get on a certain possession is probably due to some sort of, whether it's like a play action or a fake this or a fake that, the defense has to be so aware of Josh Allen that anything that happens is pretty much because of him regardless.
Yeah, 100%.
So he transcends the scorebook. I think that's why he won the MVP last year. Yeah. Certainly valuable to the Bills. I don't care if Josh Allen threw for 10 yards that game. We won 30-10.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
One of those things.
I mean, at the end of the day, the guys don't care. I mean, James Cook could add 10 yards, and if he wins the game, he doesn't care.
Exactly.
Josh Allen, he has 15 yards, doesn't care.
Could not be bothered.
And I think that's the beauty of the team. They're very unselfish. It's more about the team, It's not when you're like a 3-win team. Let's take the Cleveland Browns, for example. You're not really playing as a team. You're playing for, look at me, like I want to kind of get my stats up a bit. I'm not looking to win here. I'm looking to show out. Maybe another team comes and gets me.
Who can I stand out to?
Exactly. Tonight? Get me off this team. I want out. But when you're winning, it doesn't matter. When you're a good team, it doesn't matter as long as you get the win. We've talked about the defense, talked about the run game, talked about the pass game. I've got 2 guys that I just kind of want to talk about here.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore scored his first touchdown in a Bills uniform. 4-yard rushing touchdown was his second rushing touchdown of his career. So first touchdown for the Bills, second rushing touchdown of his career. I would like to see them use him more in that kind of way. I really liked how I wanted to see that out of Curtis Samuel, and now we have Elijah Moore. I'm like, okay, yeah, use him that way. Sure. I think that's a fun little, like a Deebo Samuel-esque, like use a running back or a wide receiver in the backfield like a running back, and like use him more in running or like short screen plays than in passing game. And I'm okay with that.
We certainly love our screenplays at the beginning of games.
Yes, we do, especially to tight ends. But speaking of tight ends,
yes,
Jackson Haas, 5th round pick out of Georgia Tech.
I was kind of confused when we picked him. I'll keep it 100,
Yeah, I mean, we had 2 pass catching tight ends, so this was kind of a weird pick. But now we have one of the best blocking tight ends currently in the league.
Just relax.
Through the first 2 games, 93.7 PFF grade against the Ravens in week 1, with an 85.3 PFF grade against the Jets in week 2. Played 35 snaps, mostly as a run blocker, and earned an 84.8 PFF grade for run blocking on zone runs, which he had 18 snaps, which is the highest of any rookie in week 2. Highest PFF grade, period.
Well, I mean, he's going to have a high PFF grade when James Cook runs for 132. Yes. But, again, we mentioned this. That's because of the line, too. I mean, it's a little bit of here and here,
I'm telling you.
Just one person.
He is a steal. I don't care if we had 2 tight ends. I don't care if it was the 5th round. I don't care if it's Georgia Tech. He is a steal. I've loved everything he's done so far.
One of the best blocking tight ends in the draft.
As of right now. But you got to think, we used to run so much jumbo. Like we always were having 6 linemen out there. And now we literally don't need to do that. We can just have him out there. And he's a pass catching threat. That gives our offense so much more depth. And I really, really love what Bean did with that.
Yeah, and we're like an offense that embraces the depth. I love it. Anything, in terms of pass catchers, it's just like whoever.
Who has hands? Who wants to catch it? But I'm really glad we have him. Kind of an underrated draft pickup. But that is all I have from this game. Again, very boring game. Bills move to 2-0, and they take down their division rivals, the Jets. Next game at Miami. What do you think? What are you thinking for that one?
Well, I don't think Miami is going to score over 10 points, to be completely honest.
40 billion
to 0?
To 3?
3?
I'll give Jason
no shutout. Yeah. We'll give the kicker some points.
It's at home, too. It's over.
I think James Cook is going to run it back for another crazy.
And they put that on what? Is that Sunday night? Is that Monday night? It's one of those primetime games. It's
really?
A primetime.
Jeez, we're going to ruin primetime yet again. So sorry.
I got Bills by 40 billion. You've got
the Bills by 40 billion as well. So
we'll see what happens. I'm thinking the Bills move to 3-0, but you can never count them out. I think.
Yeah, you can.
We'll see.
You can count them out.
Next up, we're moving into our field goals of the week, and no, we're not talking about kicks. No. We're talking about the good, the no good, and the not even close. I mean, in other words, what went well this week and what didn't. And of course, you got to start with the good. You never start with the bad. How about some Lions? They returned to regular form.
Yes.
They squish division opponent Bears 52-21 in their Ben Johnson revenge game.
Yeah, I I saw Amon-Ra St. Brown across from me in fantasy this week, and it was brutal. He didn't stop, actually. Just didn't stop. No. I thought, it's 40 to like 10. Surely, no need for him to play any longer. Of course, he would continue to not just play, but score touchdowns on top of it. Yeah, so
they were 100% running up the score. I don't blame them.
Yeah, I think they were just so pissed after getting humbled week 1. Yeah. I think genuinely that team was so fired up. They just came out and showed everybody like, hey, we're not going anywhere. We're going to run up the score against the Bears like we normally do. And then whoever the hell we play next week, I don't know if they'll run up the score. I think they play the Ravens, but
yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
I think that'll be a good one to hop into, but I think the Lions might be a force to be reckoned with in that game.
And they ran up the score. I think they even asked Ben Johnson about it. They were like, "Are you mad that Dan Campbell did that?" And he was like, "No, it's what he's supposed to do." But Bears fall to 0-2 and 0-2 in their division, which is a hole. They are in a hole now, and for a team with really high playoff aspirations, which I thought they would have. I thought they were a playoff team just based on how their team looks on paper. Of course, Caleb Williams has really kind of struggled throughout and their defense has really been brutal throughout this first couple of weeks. But at this point, it's going to be an uphill climb for them to make the playoffs. 100%.
Yeah, especially when you talk about the importance of tiebreakers and just winning the divisional games that you must win. They're not off to a good start. They would certainly have to. I mean, you don't got to win every divisional game from here on out. However, you got to play really damn good. Yeah. And I don't think they're a team that's capable of playing really damn good.
I can't see them beating the Packers. I can't see them beating the Lions. Of course, I can see them beating the Vikings after this week. But that's maybe it. You get 2-3 divisional wins, maybe. That's just not enough. It's just not enough to do it.
No, especially because now they're at a point where they're sitting 0-2, where you can't see them playing perfectly from here on out, and they're definitely going to have to own the tiebreakers. So it's it's going to be like you said, they're in a hole.
They're in a hole, but we got to talk about the good. Let's talk about the Lions.
Good. Lions good.
Jared Goff, 23 for 28. Wow, sorry, I had to make sure that I was reading that right. He only had 28 pass attempts, but he had 334 yards and 5 touchdowns on their head.
Yes.
Amon-Ra obviously had 9 receptions, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 carries, 94 yards, a touchdown. You could look at almost any player on this team, besides for Sam Laporta, and say, wow, they had a really good day. And that's just not something you can always say.
No, sorry about Sam. I mean, I think quite literally every offensive player on the Lions scored a touchdown.
I don't even know what to say about it.
He just got unlucky. I mean, he's
the backup tight end scored, but he didn't. I don't know what. I don't even know. But Lions looked pretty much perfect. There's not even much you can say.
I don't have anything else to say about the Lions, just besides, maybe the Packers are really, really, really good.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, what does this mean for the Green Bay Packers? Because if the Lions just drop 52 on the Bears, the Packers are going to murder them.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a chance that going into week 1, the Lions are, for the preseason, I'm sure they're still looking forward to week 1, and they're talking about the Packers, and then all of a sudden they acquire Micah Parsons, and it changes the entire game plan. And while they still had time to game plan for it, I'm sure they had an entirely different game plan ready for prior to that. Maybe just kind of shocked them week 1. They had no idea what to really expect. I think that's kind of what I'm going to go with for right now, because I think I need to see just a little bit more from the Packers offensively first to say that they are actually definitively better than a team like the Lions. The Lions came back and did what they needed to this week to convince me that, yes, the Packers are good, but they still need to sustain this for a little longer for me to certainly believe it,
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I don't believe in their offense just yet. I think they've still got a couple kinks to get out. But I mean, Tucker Kraft, obviously that was the highlight of the Packers day, but I won't get into the Packers too much. Just want to say that man, if they squash the Lions and the Lions squash the Bears, I mean, it's just a feeding chain, like a food chain. Is that the word? I don't even know.
Well, yeah. Well, the further you get down, the little more convoluted you get, and a little more delusional you are. But
the Bears lost to the Vikings, and it's just it's a whole mess in that division. But I can say that Rome Odunze has really come around. 7 receptions, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. Caleb Williams didn't look bad. 19 for 30, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns to an interception. That's not bad.
Caleb Williams can't play cornerback. So, if he could have stopped them from scoring 52, I mean, at least they found the end zone a couple times.
They did.
The Bears did.
Yeah, they did. But that's all I have to say from that game. Let's move on to the other probably the best game from this week. Dallas, New York. The Giants, man, stunned me straight out of my mouth, because we were saying, man, Russell Wilson, he's not having this job.
I'm still correct. I said they would not win with Russell Wilson starting. I'll let you say the stats, but he threw for 450.
30 for 41, 450 yards on the Dallas defense, which is his second career high. He had his career high, and then I think something happened, but second in his career. You're talking about Russell Wilson. 3 touchdowns, really a bad interception. But he plays good enough. He plays good enough to keep his job. Almost upsets Dallas at home. They lose that one, like I said, 40-37 in overtime. Just an unreal game. I couldn't believe what I was watching. No. That bomb to Malik Neighbors. I mean, the moon ball. Russell Wilson has got the moon ball. He hasn't lost it. I'll say that. But, man, I didn't think he had it in him. I didn't think he had a 450-yard game in him.
Russell Wilson, Giants. I apologize for what I said last week, but I am still correct. And I hope you continue to prove me right. I hope you keep losing. However, Russell Wilson, I was disrespectful last week. Was unfamiliar with the fact that you were still actually able to do that.
Let me say this. Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
Is that a name that rings a bell?
No, who's Kirk Cousins?
Of course. Falcons, Buccaneers. One of those midweek games. I want to say it sounds like a week 11 game.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins sets the Atlanta Falcons all-time record for passing yards in a game. I want to say it was up there with his career high as well.
It was over 500 yards, right?
It was a lot.
Yeah, I remember that.
He stunk. He stunk like hot lion for the rest of the year.
He did. That's
so
true.
I got to take this with a grain of salt just from being a Falcons fan. I got to think, man, I don't know if I trust this yet.
That is a good reminder. Okay. While I am sorry, Russell Wilson, Giants, everybody involved, what he said.
Yeah. But other than that, Malik Neighbors, 9 receptions, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable game for him after being frustrated from week 1. Cam Scatterbo really proves himself as kind of that RB1 in that system. 11 carries, 45 yards, a touchdown. Anything to say about those two?
I'm just saying I caught a lot of crap for putting Scatterbo at number 5 out of my best running backs in the draft or something like that. People to watch for regardless. Yeah. I think I had Scatterbo at 5, and originally he was projected like a 4th, 5th round, even 6th round pick.
I say he went 3rd, 4th.
Yeah, but it's still where he was picked. But making an impact. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
so. I was not wrong.
I had Baishul Tootin at 5, and he had a nice game this year.
Yeah, well,
this week.
You know what? Wow. Look at you, Ryan.
I didn't think Tanks Bigsby would be gone so soon, but that's something that happened this offseason. He just went to the Eagles out of nowhere, but now we're really getting off track.
Yeah, sorry.
Cam Scatterbo, I mean, he looked good. He's probably the Giants RB1. Pick him up in fantasy if he's a free agent, or try to trade for him. Maybe get him for cheap now.
Yeah.
And then maybe
I don't know if he'll do that after this week, but
Yeah, the Dallas.
As long as they know ball, they really shouldn't trade him to you. But
yeah, the Dallas defense is just bad. Should this game have even been this close? With the Giants.
With the Giants, I mean, just looking at the roster, you can argue the game should be close if it was like a low scoring affair, maybe just both defenses playing well. We know the Giants they have at least some notable players. I guess the whole unit couldn't stop Dallas from scoring, but no, it shouldn't have. I mean, the Cowboys are better than this, and they should not. They should have lost. They should have lost the game.
Yes.
So
yes, if they didn't have a superhuman kicker,
which bails them out over and over and over again. Like, come on, if like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes had Brandon Aubrey, I mean, arguably Mahomes. I mean, Butker's not too bad.
Yeah, he's really
screw Harrison Butker for obvious reasons, but he's not Brandon Aubrey, and I can confidently say Brandon Aubrey's the greatest kicker in the NFL.
Yes, yeah, 100%. I won't argue. I'm not going to argue with that. I messed up the other day when I said Kaimi Fairbairn. So when we were watching the Texans game, I was getting a little excited. He's my kicker in fantasy. He's still top 3, but I won't go into that anymore because we didn't say that on the
Started making a case for Kaimi Fairbairn, number 1.
No, Brandon Aubrey's number 1. And you know what, Dallas? If you suck in every other aspect, you have the best kicker. You have the best kicker.
You know what? That is the difference. Great offense, terrible defense.
Great
cancels kicker. Out. Kicker just really takes.
And you know what? Devontae Turpin's really good too. So I'll give him that.
Special teams is lovely in Dallas.
52 pass attempts for Dak Prescott, 38 of those complete, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, a bad interception for him as well. Him and Russ kind of traded those bad interceptions. Javonte Williams, 18 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown. He's playing really well. CeeDee Lamb,
unexpected but cool.
9 receptions, 112 yards. The offense played great. Defense played poorly. Not much more you can say about this one. Shouldn't have been this close, especially not at home. But we got to move on to some more good stuff. The Falcons. I threw this one in there. Wow. I did.
No, yeah, as you should.
But they win a much needed game against the Vikings. Their rookie class looks amazing. Let me go through this here.
The rookie class got to the quarterback. I will say that was like, even for an average fan like me, I could notice.
And you take the worst pass rush in the league probably with the Falcons, and now they've got 6 sacks. This means a lot. I mean, Terry Fontenot, the GM of the Falcons, really put an emphasis on making this pass rush greater. They fire, I think Jimmy Lake was our previous defensive coordinator. They bring in Jeff Ulbrich, the interim head coach for the Jets last year. His play calling is clearly working. The rookies on defense are clearly working. Let me read this out to you. First round rookie James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker, both first round rookies, both defensive ends, record their first sack in this game. Fourth round rookie nickel corner Billy Bowman out of Oklahoma gets his first interception. Third round rookie safety Xavier Watts out of Notre Dame. He gets his first interception. There was another one too. I'm sorry. Brandon Dorlus, I want to say.
Sounds right.
Fourth round rookie. He gets his first sack. I mean, the pass rush is great, but how about that draft class? That's unbelievable.
Yeah, to see it work and in action. I mean, you guys should have seen this guy. He was beaming watching the TV. But I would like to just echo seeing, especially Jalen Walker. I mean, his sack in particular, you can see the beginnings of someone who could be a game wrecker in the future, just physically and I will say the Vikings line was struggling.
Yes. Without Christian Darrisaw. Yeah.
And yes, rookie quarterback, but I think just seeing them and the talent that they have, that's certainly exciting. Especially your 2 defensive ends.
Yeah. Obviously Bijan was the big story in this pretty boring game, albeit, 22 carries,
untackleable,
143 yards, 3 receptions, 25 yards. I kept looking at you and being like, are you kidding me? What is this guy doing?
His juke moves are you can't, like, Madden, you're incapable of doing them in Madden. Like, people are like, that's a video game move. It's like, I don't think Madden can recreate what Bijan does to people.
You know, first one free, the like Superstar X Factor, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like that quick juke animation. It's so nice. He's so nice. I honestly think he's the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
Talent-wise.
Also, not to mention, like, Tyler Algier had a nice, 20-yard carry at one point, and if Bijan happened to be the running back for that play and hit the same hole, crib run easily. Yeah. So nothing against you, Tyler Algier.
No.
But Bijan is the best in the league. So
I consistently kept looking at you and Austin and being like, did you just see that? Did you see that? I'm like, it's
everybody watching the game.
It's like a kid. And he's, look, you see?
Mom.
Yeah.
Mom, look.
That was me with Bijan. I love the kid.
The kid.
He's older than I am, but I love the guy. I couldn't have, third year, couldn't have asked for a better running back. We're going to have him for a long time, hopefully. So
yeah,
I'm excited. Obviously, Falcons recorded those 6 sacks. J.J. McCarthy was pretty bad. 11 for 21, 158 yards, which most of those yards came from that one random throw to Justin Jefferson at the end of the half. 2 interceptions. He had a QB rating of 37.5. If he were to spike the ball into the ground on every single play, so the lowest passer rating you can get without throwing an interception, he would have had a 39.6.
That's my favorite stat every single time.
Yeah.
It's my favorite stat.
And when it's your team that forces that, it's even better.
Because it's like once a week someone plays bad enough where they're worse than spiking it into the ground. And it's my favorite stat. I just can't, because you literally can't, like, you almost can't do worse than spiking it into the ground.
Yeah.
But you can.
Because if you throw an interception and have, he had 2 or 3 fumbles, it was a lot. He turned the ball over a lot. He did not play well. And that's kind of what I expected out of him this season. Of course, we now realize the Bears defense is pretty abysmal, so that makes sense for that week 1 game.
Yeah.
But I won't drag the Vikings through the mud any longer. Yeah. We got to move on to the no good, which
you could include the Vikings.
Yeah, it kind of leads into it a bit. But I couldn't be happier saying this to start off the no good, but sorry, I'm almost laughing. I'm so happy. The Kansas City Chiefs moved to 0-2 for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era.
Wow.
First time since Patrick Mahomes was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
They haven't been 0-2 in a very long time. Granted, they played the Chargers and the Eagles, which are 2 very solid teams now. But it's water under the bridge. They're 0-2. That means they might not even make the playoffs. It's a really big stretch if they weren't to, but they lose 2017 to the Eagles. Is this finally the year? Is this the year that they regress a bit? Or is it just another comeback year for them?
They're regressing now. Like, you can see the regression. Yeah. I think overall, though, they're still going to win enough games to make the playoffs. In my opinion, they just always will.
Yeah.
I literally won't believe it till I see it. So
I agree with you.
As of right now, I'm confident in saying they'll just be like the 2 seed still somehow. They'll just win every game from now on. Not going to buy it yet. I will never until I see it.
It breaks my heart. It does. I'm going to say I'm making a bold prediction here. Chargers get that 3. I won't give them 4. They're gonna have the 3 seed. Chiefs will be like 5 or 6.
They'll still be there. They won't be playing at home anymore, though.
No,
I hope.
No, that is
I hope
correct.
not. However,
which means no more trips to Arrowhead.
Wait, hold on. Lock back in. They'll be the 2 seed. Just got to set expectations so much.
Yeah. You know what? That is a fair point. At this point, make them the 1 seed.
They'll be the 1 seed.
They're going to go
playing
undefeated
home
for the rest of the season and be the 1 seed.
Yes, they will.
Anyway, Mahomes was 16 of 29, 187 yards, a touchdown, an interception that really wasn't his fault. It bounced off the hands of Travis Kelce. And he also had 7 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. He was, again, the leading rusher on his team. Hunt and Pacheco combined for less yards than he did on 18 carries. This Chiefs team is just not executing at the line of scrimmage.
No, and not really used to seeing that whatsoever. Pacheco is a great running back, but just not viable right now. And It's kind of the same goes for Kareem Hunt. Every time he'd ever been on the Chiefs in his career, he was always great because they've always had a great team to surround him with. And I don't want to blame the O-line because yes, they've kind of had 2 tough teams to go against so far, but it's looking like they're losing tremendously.
Yeah,
at the line of scrimmage.
Their offensive line was my biggest weakness for them this year going into this season.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Great analysis, Ryan.
But it's bad. It's really bad. Enough said.
Well said.
It's bad. They are not executing. They're not able to run. Mahomes is under duress. This is what I expected of the Chiefs O-line like the last 3 years. Yeah. And somehow they pulled it together. And this year they just can't.
It's really awesome to see Travis Kelce start to suck at. Sorry. Getting a little carried away. But, come on. This is great. I see dropping passes and everything. It's just...
See, it's so easy to hate the Chiefs. It's just too easy, especially being from Buffalo. It's just too easy to be like, man, the Chiefs suck.
This is great.
They do. This is great. Like, I can't even, like, be sad about it. Like, this is just awesome. Like, they don't have to terrorize us anymore.
Yeah. I wonder if you should almost just throw this part into the Bills segment,
you could. You honestly could.
Just throw it in there. I think that would really, resonate with a lot of people.
It would. And they'd probably like that. But we got to move on to the other AFC team that tends to terrorize us a bit. The Bengals, Joe Burrow.
The good news needs to stop. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's bad news.
No, it's bad. This is bad. Bills. This is the no good section.
It's great for Buffalo.
Joe Burrow is turf toe. And I thought turf toe was like, his toe has like a little rash on it. No, like it's bad. I Googled it. It is a lot worse than that. Like his ligament is like gone.
Yeah, it's like tearing your ACL in your foot.
Yep, it's tearing your ACL.
I had no idea. Like why would denote such a it's like
give it a cooler name.
Yeah. Can we give it a cooler name or maybe something that just sounds medical? Like he's got arthrogrypoarthritis, or something like that, as opposed to turf toe. It sounds like, I have a tummy ache. You give the simpler names to things that don't matter. Turf toe.
Yeah.
He's out for 3 months, actually. So,
Like I said, I thought turf toe was like he had a rash or like his toe got a little like bent in the wrong direction.
He's got some athete's foot. Just got to put some cream on there.
No, that's what I thought it was. But no, it's really bad. He's out for 3 months. He's now on the IR. The Bengals somehow win that game, 31-27. They moved to 2-0, which who could have seen that coming?
Yeah.
But,
early season Bengals won 2 games.
Yeah, that's crazy. And now Jake Browning is QB1. He had 3 interceptions in this game. But 2 touchdowns, 241 yards, and 21 completions. Jamar Chase. Oh. Yeah, a moment of silence for those who had to play Jamar Chase in fantasy this week.
I had Jamar Chase. Sorry.
Yeah,
thank you.
14 receptions, 165 yards, a touchdown. 40 points.
And if Joe Burrow played the entire game, I just cannot imagine what his night would have came to. So,
I had to play Jamar Chase this week.
Oh, well, not in the Afterthoughts League.
No.
I have Jamar Chase in the Afterthoughts League.
That is correct.
That is true.
I am power ranking 2 in the Afterthought League, actually.
No, the power rankings don't mean anything.
Okay. Well, I'm 2-0. So
okay. Well, it's wonderful.
Me and 2 other people.
My team's better, and I'm 1-1.
1-1. Okay. Well, at least you're not 0-2.
Biggie's 0-2.
Biggie is 0-2.
Comedy in the Skeller.
Michael Hughes is 0-2.
I did play him. I played him this week.
Yeah,
so it's between Mike and Biggie for the Comedy in the Skeller right now.
Please stay tuned for that. That will be a really fun video. We'll have some updates on the fantasy.
Yes.
Stay tuned for that. Seriously, it's been a lot of fun this year. I hate to get into it while we're in the middle of a show, but it's so fun. It's so much fun.
I always lead the tangents. Ryan, just keep the show on track.
I got you. The Jags, they were okay. BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr. What's up with him?
I'm just going to chalk it up to early in the season. He played really well last year. We know he's got talent.
He had a wrist injury, but the detective's on the case, right? I'm looking at it. Okay. I'm saying wrist injury. Okay, sure. He's dropping passes. He's shying away from hits. He's just making bad plays. Everything that you're like, I really hope my receiver doesn't do this, he did this week, which really scares me. I don't have him in fantasy, but I'm glad I don't. But I'm really surprised.
So, there is concern with the wrist. That is what you're saying. It could be affecting play.
I think he's worried about injuring it more, but he's just generally playing poor.
I think I always give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe just being a little conservative with the wrist. I think, in general, when you see someone with his talent level, I think a lot of the stuff that doesn't come naturally to most people does come naturally to him. I think he's usually going to do the stuff you want your receiver to do as opposed to do the stuff you don't want your receiver to do more times than not. But again, when you're dealing with a wrist or this or that, I mean, Tyreek Hill was dealing with a wrist injury last season and, he didn't play to Tyreek Hill standards.
Yeah.
So the wrist, not to be reckoned with, I guess, right?
I guess not, because it is really affecting his play. And I mean, going into this season, I was thinking, maybe Travis Hunter takes a few of his snaps, few of his reps. I haven't really seen it. So first week, they ask the head coach and they say, Liam Cohen, I want to say his name is. I might have completely butchered that, but I'm pretty sure that's their head coach. I think
that's correct.
They ask him, they're like, hey, what's up with him? And he's like, Trevor Lawrence, kind of bad, who cares? But this week, he did say he would look into Brian Thomas playing poorly being his own fault. And it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm interested to see what happens. You don't usually
hear them admit to something like that.
Like,
exactly. We're actually going to look into it. Like, usually they're just, they have a pre-recorded response.
Yeah.
Right?
They were like, Brian Thomas, like, he's shying away from hits. Like, what's wrong? He's like, I'll look into it. And usually it's, no, he'll be fine.
Everyone goes,
yeah, exactly. If you have it in fantasy, you're like,
you mean you're going to look into it? There's something to look into?
Right, exactly. But that's the end for our no good. I mean, I'm going to throw Brian Thomas into that no good category there because that's bad. But now, they're not even close.
What was not even close?
Not even close was that the Broncos drop a game to the Colts. You can say what you want. I'm not giving the Colts any benefit of the doubt here. I'm sorry.
Why?
I can't do it.
Why?
I can't do it.
Why?
I can't say that the Indianapolis Colts are good. Not yet.
I don't think I can either, unfortunately. I mean, come on. It was leverage to grant them their extra kick to win the game.
Yes,
the Colts.
That is true.
A little crazy. But so they kind of stole the game, in my opinion.
Yes. But
you don't think any of it can continue at all? The Colts, Danny Dimes dropping back, delivering dimes. How long, until you say we were wrong?
Who do they play next week?
I have a TikTok ready to go, by the way, but
I have a feeling I'm going to have to apologize. And I don't want to.
When do you apologize? I mean, I know you're asking who they play next week, but does it really matter, or can they just win next week?
Let me say this.
Can they go 3-0?
This looks eerily familiar to a certain Sam Darnold that I saw last year.
Or even it's not quite the caliber of the Saints.
You remember the Saints Seahawks Geno Smith.
Okay.
Very, very similar.
I think that's still way better than we gave him credit for. We said he was unstartable. I can't even lie.
Yes.
Trust me, I've been combing through it. We were not very kind to Daniel Jones at all. That's very not good on our part. We have been very wrong about him so far. But do you think, so kind of what you're saying, is it coaching? It's not Daniel Jones? You're still on that boat? Because I still might be. I don't think I'm eager to say Daniel Jones is amazing.
There's just something about Daniel Jones. When I watch him.
It's his aura.
And I go, his mechanics are just off. He's just not there as a starting quarterback.
His mechanics.
But
because you Ryan,
you know me, starting quarterback. But I look at him and I'm like, all right, he's missing routine passes. He's not feeling the pressure in the pocket. He's not stepping up in the pocket. He's unable to scramble out of the pocket very well. And he's clocked in to be as fast as Michael Vick. Why is he standing around in the pocket? I'm just not to the level where I can convincingly say in my head, yes, he is the future of the Indianapolis Colts. And he's making very easy passes for the most part. Similarly to maybe J.J. McCarthy. They give him an easy system. Maybe the Giants were throwing too much at him. Maybe Brian Dable didn't help him. Maybe Shane Steichen is a perfect spot for quarterbacks. We saw this Colts team led by Gardner Minshew, don't forget that, almost make the playoffs.
Okay.
They were this close to making the playoffs because their backup running back dropped a pass. I mean,
yeah, I forgot about that.
That's what we see out of this.
Still feel bad for him to this day, low key. But anyways,
that's what we see out of this offense. That's what we see out of the Colts. I cannot convince myself, and I don't think it's the same thing with Sam Darnold. You take them off the team, they go back to how they started before.
Yeah, and I guess honestly, if you want to if you want me to candidly say what the biggest thing that pops out to me about this Broncos Colts game to begin with, yes, I bring up Daniel Jones as to troll a little bit. We were a little bit wrong,
fair enough.
But Jonathan Taylor had 200 plus all-purpose yards. I mean, so don't get around it too much.
Let's say you're the Broncos defensive coordinator. You're looking at this game. You're saying, okay, so we got to stop this guy Jonathan Taylor. Let's put all our resources into that. Surely Daniel Jones isn't that guy. We're really going to focus on stopping Daniel Jones. No. So you put everything into Jonathan Taylor. Still doesn't work for you. Let me say. He still cooked them.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I don't think that their priority was on the pass. Maybe I'm just making up excuses. But
maybe. I
when your running game is that strong.
A lot of assumptions being made right now.
The defense is so worried about the run if your running game is that strong.
I will. Yeah, I can. Well, okay.
So
if you're looking from a head coaching standpoint, yes, they're thinking okay, they're not thinking we're playing Daniel Jones next week. They're thinking we're playing Jonathan Taylor next week. And I think that's, probably still what most teams are going to think.
Yes.
Thinking about the Colts.
But I think we're talking about the wrong quarterback here, honestly.
Okay.
Bo Nix played very poorly again. I shouldn't say very poorly. Relatively poorly is what I have written here. 22 for 30, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception that really cost him the game. But he didn't look great. I'm not in love with his performance right now. And I hate to say it again, but I don't want to push the Mac Jones allegations on him. I don't think he's Mac Jones.
I'd be careful.
When your first year guy looks really good and then he starts slowing down and then you're like, oh no, is this guy too old? He played a long time in college. Do you get worried about him?
I think you have a little bit of a point. After 2 games, you're going a little crazy with the hypotheticals.
I'm definitely pushing it to the limit.
I think so far he's played 2 pretty good pass defenses, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
The Colts pass defense, I'm not going to sit around and say the Colts got a top 10 defense passing wise, or even 15. I don't even know if it's that.
They borderline that, I would say.
They have some playmakers in 100%. The secondary, I think, so maybe if he has a bad game against a team that's just no good at anything, but as of right now, the Colts are 2-0. How about my boy Troy Franklin?
There it is.
Come on.
Yes, sir. His Oregon teammate. I've been saying it. I've been preaching it. I knew he was going to just get better. He's just going to slowly get better. 8 receptions, 89 yards, a touchdown. He's kind of their best receiver right now. Courtland Sutton, obviously talent-wise, but stats-wise, he's definitely there. I've been waiting for that connection to happen. I'm so glad it's finally breaking out. I think he's their bona fide wide receiver too here.
Yes, and I considered picking him up after week 1 fantasy because I watched that game for Evan Ingram week 1.
Yep.
Evan Ingram, we're not going to talk about it, but you can see if you watch one of the Broncos games in full that he actually is a pretty good part of this offense. I think wide receiver 2 sounds about good.
Yeah, I think so too. But for our final, not even close. I think it's final. Let me make sure. Yep, I'm correct. Final, not even close. Rookie. Caleb Johnson, running back for the Steelers. He just allows the kickoff to go over his head. The Seahawks recover it in the end zone and score a touchdown. He's a rookie. Rookie mistakes. But Mike Tomlin has already come out and said he's not touching special teams anymore, which is unfortunate. But it led to the Steelers' loss. They lose that one 31-17 to the Seahawks, who score 17 unanswered points to start the second half. Kenneth Walker looks great.
Yeah. At least
Sam Darnold looks okay. Aaron Rodgers, he's going back to his Jets self. 18 for 33, 203 yards, touchdown, 2 interceptions for the vet. Against Seahawks defense, which let me say is pretty good. They're pretty good, but they're not like too pick worthy. Pretty good.
No, they're not like too pick worthy,
especially for Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I don't really, it's just Aaron Rodgers, man. He's like 400 years old. Okay, like if Grandpa goes out there and throws 2 interceptions because he thought he saw a receiver open over there, but it was actually someone else. I mean, whatever. I kind of, I've not come to expect 2 interceptions a game from Aaron Rodgers, but we've reached the point where you look at the box score, you see 2 interceptions, and you just go, okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's basically just tells you where we're at with him right now.
Grandpa's hot and cold, and like there's nothing more you can say.
I will say, I mean, before, like, I would like to move on to the Seahawks if that's okay.
Of course.
I've got Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet on one of my fantasy squads at least because, I like just having both in case someone goes down. Like, why does one of them have to be phenomenal and one of them have to suck? Because Zach Charbonnet ran the ball 15 times and got 10 yards. Okay, that's less than a yard per carry. Whereas K9 had less carries for over 100 and a touchdown, which he ripped off for 20 yards. So
I still can't believe Zach Charbonnet has more attempts. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't really know what to make of that. I told you to sit Kenneth Walker. He got out-carried, okay? Like, I wasn't entirely wrong, okay? He got out-carried. He just played better. I don't know. Got lucky, okay? That's what I'm willing to hang my hat on the fact that he got a little lucky.
I can agree to that, sure. Yeah, we can roll with that, but hey, he looked good. Zach Charbonnet did not, obviously.
Sorry, just a quick rant.
But I'm sure next week Zach Charbonnet will look amazing and Kenneth Walker won't. Like, that's the duality of it. But
regardless, they won't.
That was our good, no good, not even close. But now we got to get into our extra point. One more thing that we really got to say, except this week it's more than one thing. But the Titans, really, they keep it close in this one. I don't want to talk about them too long because I tend to glaze Cam Ward a bit. But he's 19 of 33, 175 yards, a touchdown. Pollard, 20 carries, 92 yards. Unbelievable throws that he's making. I'm talking about the one where he's scrambling right, throws it across his body to Alec Aomanor in the back of the end zone. Just an unbelievable throw. Stuff that you don't see out of a rookie. And kind of a gutsy play by him as well. But they really keep it close against the Rams, who are a top 10 team in the league, right?
Yeah, you can confidently say
you could
that,
even say top 5. Like, they're really high up there.
I think after this upcoming week, everyone's going to be ready to call them top 10. But
33-19 loss, albeit. But I'm telling you, Cam Ward looks so good. This Titans team is going to be nice in a couple of years down the line. I can feel it.
I like that as part of the extra point. Wasn't
that's
bad.
Good. Just something short. But I've got a little game for you.
Okay.
Which quarterback would you rather have?
Okay, I'm ready.
Do you know who these two are just by looking at them?
I don't. Okay. I do not know who they are.
So QB1, 208.4 passing yards a game on average, 22 total touchdowns, 87.7 QBR, 62.3% completion, and a 5-13 record through 18 starts. I should say that. So this is the first 18 starts for 2 quarterbacks.
Okay.
QB2, 210.4 passing yards a game, 24 total touchdowns, 85.2 QBR, 61.9% completion, and a 7-11 record through 18 starts. Which of these two would you really rather have?
First of all, got to say it's very close. I would argue these guys they're not the same quarterback, but through the first 18 games, they're very, very, very similar. And I will say QB2, for me, just barely has enough of an edge. Passing yards per game, total touchdowns, completion percentage isn't that much of a difference for me. I like the wins, though, 7-11 record. Mm-hmm. I think I'm just going to lean that way. But who are these people, and why are they so similar?
So you're going QB2.
I'm going to go
just to clarify, QB2. He's going QB2.
I am.
QB1 is Caleb Williams. Their first 18 starts. QB2 is the Bills' backup quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky.
Wow.
Through 18 starts.
Wow.
Almost identical.
Wow. That is...
Through their first 18 starts as Chicago.
They got to see the stats side by side. It is
very,
barely
very similar. Besides for like the record. He's got a couple more touchdowns, a little bit more pass yards a game.
I know, dude, it's 2. It's 2 passing yards a game, 2 touchdowns. Yes. Okay. The completion percentage is separated by less than 0.5.
Yep.
These are the same exact quarterbacks for their first 18 games.
So similar. And yeah, it just blew my mind when I saw this. I really couldn't believe it. But
I did not know who these people were. Okay. Just saying.
Yeah.
I didn't. I do not plan these things.
I put their numbers in there so I could even remember because I thought you would see
I didn't know. I didn't realize those were numbers. I just thought you randomly put those in there.
No, 18 and 10.
Oh, okay.
But doesn't matter to you guys. You can't even see what I'm looking at. But yeah, so that was our extra point. I really want to throw that game at you. Thanks for playing along.
I love playing.
We picked Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but anyway, we got to get into our fantasy starts and sits for the week. I'm 7-3 with starts and 3-7 for sits, but we won't mention that. You are 3-7 for starts and 4-6 for sits. So
it was only last week.
It's been rough. It was rough. Last week really killed both of us.
I actually was above like 500 when it came to this. Yeah. Besides last week, I think I went 0 for 5 starts.
Ruined.
I actually just hope you missed the video last week.
Yeah, we're usually on point, but you take what we say with a grain of salt, as you do any other NFL analyst.
Right?
Right. But let's start with the QB. I'm going to start Caleb Williams. I know I just talked bad about him.
Okay. Why?
Playing Dallas.
That's gone well for everybody.
You saw how Russell Wilson played. You saw how Jalen Hurts played. Their secondary is awful.
Yeah.
Russ absolutely cooked them last week. I expect Caleb to do the same thing. And I like Caleb actually this week.
No, actually,
just in general, too.
You'll see where I'm going eventually. I agree.
Yeah.
My quarterback Matthew Stafford against the Phillies, the Eagles. I just think he's probably going to have to throw the ball a decent amount, assuming the Eagles play how they normally play and kind of get out to a bit of a lead. But I think they could make things very interesting. They always play pretty well against the Eagles. I would say the Rams do. So look for him to just light it up. I think Puka Nacua is going to have a great game as well. But obviously you start him.
Completely agree with you. I don't think the Eagles have enough corners to cover all of.
Adoree Jackson's getting exposed again. Get to know that name.
Yes.
Adoree Jackson.
Yes. And I'm sure if Caden can hear us because we're in my house right now, that he would also agree with us. So let's get into wide receiver. DK Metcalf at New England. They just allowed Tua to pass all over him when they played him last week. Tyreek Hill looked really good.
Fair point.
But if Christian Gonzalez comes back, you could maybe take that with a grain of salt. Don't listen to me if he comes back. But I think if he doesn't, that secondary is very weak.
Yeah. My wide receiver, I think he has a bounce back week. Garrett Wilson against Tampa Bay. I think if the game between the Bills was closer, he still gets the targets, even the receptions, the volume's there. So
he actually did put up a decent amount of points this week too.
Yeah. So just don't ignore him. Okay.
Yeah. Running back, I'm going with Chase Brown. He's very much disappointed me over these first 2 weeks. So I'm hoping he doesn't disappoint me this week when I'm putting his name on the line and putting my reputation on the line. But listen, without Burrow, I just think they have to turn to him more. And you kind of remember what it looked like a few seasons ago when they were really relying on that running back in the pass game. They were kind of just throwing it to Jamar all over. And I just think that kind of repeats a bit.
Yeah. Honestly, weird take, but when Joe Burrow gets hurt, it doesn't affect the Bengals as much as you'd think fantasy-wise. I think Chase Brown and Jamar Chase still very, they have their carved out roles. But
yeah. T. Higgins scares me a bit, but we won't get into that.
I agree. For me, running back, I'm going to go Jordan Mason against Cincinnati. We just saw Aaron Jones. Hamstring sucks. So Jordan Mason's going to dominate. It's against Cincinnati as well. So
yeah, and if you had Aaron Jones, you probably have Jordan Mason as well. So just kind of
at least just
but I actually really like that pick a lot.
And it makes like a better player out of it. Like if Jordan Mason got hurt while Aaron Jones was the RB1, I'd tell you to start Aaron Jones, but he's not going to be as good as Jordan Mason is in this role. I
agree. Tight end, give me Juwan Johnson. Listen. Before you laugh at me.
Believe it or not, start tight end 1.
Start tight end 1 because people are like, nah, he's
not going to happen.
He's going to have a bad week. It's just bound to happen. He is my tight end. I'm rolling with him, and I trust him all the way. So I don't know. There's not much more I can say, but people are hesitant. I don't want them to be anymore.
Yeah, I say Tucker Kraft against Cleveland. I think Cleveland's defense is good enough to make Jordan Love throw those short passes and the crossing routes. That's all Tucker Kraft, in my opinion.
If you're getting mad at me for saying Juwan Johnson, how can you say Tucker Kraft?
Because a lot of people had Tucker Kraft on their bench.
That is correct. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying about Juwan Johnson.
No, I mean, come on. Juwan Johnson he is tight end 1. I'm just poking fun, I know. He is usually like tight end 15.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I will give you that.
It is what it is. At flex here for my final start, I have Tet McMillan. I feel like if you have him, you're not going to not start him. But if he is on your bench for some reason, maybe you're in like an 8-man league, put him in. Plays Atlanta, who just lost AJ Terrell. That defense is not going to be what it was. Let's just say that.
And I was going to go Tet McMillan
in
my spot. However, I'm going to go another young receiver playing bad defense, Rome Odunze. Enough said against Dallas.
Yeah, he looked great. He did look great last week. And then we'll get into our sits here. I'm going to start with Russell Wilson versus Kansas City. He cooked last game. Don't expect it to happen again. Not that I really love Kansas City's defense, but it's Kansas City. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They held Hurts to 101 passing yards. So they're going to hold Russell Wilson. Let's be real.
Yeah. I'm going to say sit Daniel Jones. He's projected like 18 points this week, more than a lot of quarterbacks against Tennessee, which is, they're just got a good defensive squad over there. I think while he could still lead them to a win, I think the Colts have done a very good job at winning. I don't think it's going to be because of Daniel Jones. He'll probably have like 5 fantasy points this week.
So now we're both riding against Daniel Jones. So
I always am.
Yeah,
I just make fun of you for it.
No, yeah.
I mean, you can make fun of me back.
No. It's just not the same. It is what it is.
Whatever, man.
Wide receiver, we got Jamar Chase, which sounds crazy, against Minnesota.
I'm not going to listen to you.
Nope. I mean, if you have him, you'd probably start him. It's insane, but he has no QB against a very limiting defense.
I disagree.
Very limiting defense.
But the defense is correct. Yeah.
I think it's like a temper expectations kind of thing that we used to say.
Yes, we do say that.
Yes. He's still going to do well, but I don't think he gets over 15.
Yeah, I mean, unless he gets like a touchdown or something. But I can see where you're coming from, but I think they're still going to feed him.
I don't think he goes over 15. That's what I'll say.
I say sit. It's okay. I say sit Keenan Allen versus Denver.
Okay.
He's had some good weeks. I don't think he's going to do it against that secondary. I think there's going to be some other receiver that gets some more attention on that offense. Maybe McConkey or Johnson. Just maybe not Keenan Allen. He's kind of looked like the one, to be honest, on that entire
I agree with
offense.
That. Where am I at here? Running back.
Sit running back. Yeah.
Come on, Isaiah Pacheco. Just put him down. Just put it down. It's just not going to happen.
Just don't start him.
It's not working.
I'm going to go James Conner against San Fran. A lot of, he didn't quite play as well against the Panthers as I thought he was going to. He got lucky with a touchdown for a couple of weeks too. I don't think he's going to score that much.
Yeah, I can agree with that. He's been kind of mid recently. Tight end, Mark Andrews, same thing. Just put it down. Just walk away. You have to. It's not going to work.
I think you can finally bench Travis Kelce too. He looks terrible.
Put the unk to rest.
It's the unction. Out of the tight ends, it's just if they're old, sit them.
And then at my flex, give me Tyreek Hill. I just don't love the matchup against Buffalo. We tend to shut him down. The Bills are really good. What else can I say?
For me, it's just going to be Tony Pollard versus the Colts. And I actually have a reason. Since week 13 last year, he's averaged 9 points per game. Has not exceeded 15 points once. That's the last 7 weeks of football. And he has actually scored a touchdown during that time.
Interesting.
It doesn't look very good. He actually does translate to the stat books. I mean, you just saw last week 20 carries, for 90 yards. It's just not like fantasy wise. It doesn't get enough receiving, doesn't find the end zone. Don't start him.
Yeah, fair enough. But we got to move into our forecast of the week for next week. We can't tell you the weather, but we can make some predictions on the next week of football. Okay. I'm 7-7. You're 11-3. You're absolutely just killing me here. Yeah. Thursday Night Football, Dolphins, Bills. This one's easy.
Bills.
1 p.m. game, Rams, Eagles. I said the Eagles. You're disagreeing with me here.
Going with the Rams. They play against them. They play well against them. They played well against them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Eagles haven't looked amazing recently either, so they are 2-0, but
I think they're going to have to pass the ball a little better to beat the Rams, and I'm not sure if they're able to do that.
And like we said, that Rams offense is high-powered. I don't know if that secondary is going to be good enough. 4 o'clock game here, Broncos-Chargers. We're both taking the Chargers here, unfortunately. But
they just look good.
Yeah, they just look a lot better than the Broncos. They have some work to do there. 4:05, Cowboys-Bears. We're both going with the Cowboys, although this is a toss-up. Bad defenses, pretty decent offense. You could go either way.
I think the Cowboys, like kind of most of their games so far, or not most of their games, but just the Cowboys kind of, as they have so far, they'll invite a close game.
Yeah.
And the Bears will be in it. I think the Cowboys pull it out, though.
And then our final 2 games here, Sunday Night Football, Chiefs at Giants. Give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Hits the Chiefs. Monday Night Football, Lions, Ravens. We disagree. Finally, Ravens for me, Lions for you.
I think the Ravens need this one a little more, so it scares me to say the Lions, but I think the Lions are they coming off a 52-point week. I think they'll be able to get it done on the road. But I will say the Ravens need it more because they got a hard schedule, and they already lost to Buffalo.
Yeah, I have too much faith in the Ravens. There's something about this team. I really just love them. Yeah. And I'm not sold on the Lions yet. Sure, they beat up the Chicago Bears, but it's the Chicago Bears.
Okay, fine. Whatever, man.
But at least the Ravens have been good in both their games.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Despite the loss.
Yeah. Kind of good.
Come on. They were pretty good. They threw it. They bottled it. But that's all I have to say about that. That's all we have to say for the show. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week. Hopefully we do better on our picks. We let you down. I'm sorry. But we will see you all next week. Thank you again for watching. Bye.
Peace.